Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. It is me, Dukect, back with you once again. I was going to do this on Thursday, but I felt, a little bit off, but I'm feeling better. No worries, I'm okay. I just felt a little exhausted and such. But you know what? I'm back. Don't worry. Everything is going going well. Well, in the world of wrestling, everything is all panicking and everyone is going a little bit mad. They're all going crazy. So let's sit back and to look at this situation. Let's look at this whole thing. So let's look at this. Just looking at some Rebel Moon stuff, which looks cool. I'm just hoping it's actually good. But anyway, well, let's look at this thing here. Yes. Fox CEO, basically, if you saw my little thing, like I said, Vinnie Mac fleeced Fox, and he did, of $1 billion deal of that putting the Smackdown there, which was, looking at it, it was pretty stupid. Yes, I will say it was pretty stupid. And the reason why I believe that is because they never, like right here, it didn't meet discipline parameters. It says right here. How we analyze, right here, this is from, there's all this other stuff, Fightful, all that stuff. It's right here. Speaking of Fox earnings call, Fox CEO, Lachlan Murdoch commented on the decision to not renew its rights with SmackDown. How we analyze the WWE renewal, we look at all of our sports portfolios the same way, and all new rights the same way, on the basis of analysis on both advertising point of view, analysis on both advertising point of view. We weren't hitting advertising numbers due to the audience of WWE for our return on investment to be above the level we would accept. Also, we didn't attribute enough transmission revenue to WWE either. It made sense for us to move on from that. They've been a great partner for many years, but quite simply, we're very disciplined, and the ROI didn't meet our disciplinary parameters. We wish them luck, and we move forward from them. And they just right there, there's no real investment. And looking at the history of network television pro wrestling, it's not good, especially WWE. Saturday night's main event, either the new one or the old one they did the new one they did a couple years ago, and the old one didn't really, even when the top stars, they got canceled when the stuff started to fade away. And that was the problem of the whole thing about SmackDown. They just don't have a way of connecting it. Wrestling, people say, oh, the ticket sales, oh, the draw. It's not a draw. SmackDown, and they're not putting in people on the seats. And it's just looking at the stuff itself. It's not helpful. It's not helpful when you look at what's going on. When they have all this stuff, that you realize that pro wrestling is not. That sort of thing. It's not really. They don't really have the show itself doesn't. You look at the way wrestling fans are not really the target audience of some of these people. And that's the case, but also wrestling doesn't help. It doesn't really help its things about it, not just the industry itself. Looking at the Vince McMahon, his issues didn't help much. The multiple wrestlers speaking out, everything didn't help much either. In fact, I would say, I'll talk AEW. Let me just put this thing here. I'm gonna put this is all connecting here. I'm gonna weave it all in together. This is like, well, why is Ric Flair? All this stuff. This is why pro wrestling, because he's the whole plane ride from hell. All this stuff about him being flashing everybody and everything else. Ric Flair signing a multi-year deal and everything. I mean, that is a horrible look for a company with all of his baggage to everything else. And yeah, all these other issues that Ric Flair has, bag onto and everything else. The man is everything he has done is just I mean, he was going to sign earlier, but again, the play by hell, the sexual the sexual assault claims, everything else that hurts. People will not like wrestling and everything else. And then it gets even worse when you have, let me see if I can find the story about this. Here we are. This stuff here too. I'm not making any of this up. Right here. Cocaine spot at NWA pay-per-view could negatively impact the CW deal. This is like this right here. And I'm right here. Sinister Minister and such. Here at this right here. This past weekend, NWA Champagne, longtime pro wrestler and manager Father James Mitchell, participated in a controversial segment that went viral. Mitchell was seen at a private seating area near the ring, surrounded by scantily clad women drinking bottles of alcohol and some very energetic pro wrestlers. And the reason why this amped up energy? Cocaine. Mitchell can be seen snorting the illegal substance and passing around his young companion to indulge in as well. Oh, and now this right here. Look at this. The deal that the NWA owned by Smashing Pumpkins frontman Billy Corgan recently signed a pair of deals with the CW. The deals would see the NWA bring their weekly power show and a new reality TV series to their top 20 channel. However, we've learned the recent cocaine spot upset the higher-ups at the CW, and we are told that this cocaine spot was Corgan's idea, and he pushed for it to be on pay-per-view. I mean, we wonder why any advertiser will mess with this type of product. What type of stuff is this? Are you surprised that any? And I know, like, but I'm like, if you're a wrestling fan or any wrestling organization, if you hear this, you say, "What? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Like, what is this?" Any advertiser will look at this and say, "What? Why are you? I wouldn't even touch this with a 10-foot pole." And people wonder why, and they will look at you and say, "Why is wrestling so relegated to the backwater of anything else? Why is that?" So, example, the NHL games are just completely dwarfed by, stuff like AEW Rampage, or, for example, Rampage, Collision, or Dynamite, or NW. No, not that. WWE's NXT can be higher ratings to get more people, to get more watching and everything else. Stuff like this. And I'm not just being mean or whatever on the NWA, which is now exactly. But yeah, look at this. There's a 9% chance that the NWA reality show and Power all air on the CW app, not on the television. So that's just, that is just so stupid and everything else, because they really screwed themselves. Great job, Corgan. Beautiful stuff. And oh yeah, wait a minute. Right here. Here it is. The reality show was fully paid by Corgan. The executive producer of the series has final creative say on it. The CW didn't even pay anything for it. It was probably for selling ads. Jesus. Oh my Lord. This. And I'm not even. But you know what? But look at all this stuff here, ladies and gentlemen. Where you have Ric Flair and AEW, who I don't know why they did it, because I think Sting begged him, like, Tony Khan being the mark he is, basically trying to sign Ric Flair and everything else. Trying to please Sting or whatever. Fine. But I'm just like, you have to take all his goddamn baggage with him. Ugh. This really is the stupidest idea he ever did. And, okay. And not only that, let's see. I want to just look at this past. I mean, looking at the past with WWE storylines and such. Let's look the storyline right here. Remember this storyline, the Kane Lita storyline angle. Remember this? You have this. Kane falls in love with Lita. And stalking and kidnapped, and then sexually assaulted her. And then just a months-long feud with the Big Rig Machine, and then just with Lita and Matt Hardy, and then Matt Hardy just lost the feud. And everything else. And that's the messed up, that Lita had to marry her sexual abuser. And then you have Kane choke slamming Matt Hardy off the damn stage. And then and after that, he's gone. Bye. See you later. See you later, bucko. He's done. And and then it gets even worse. Then, next thing you know, we had Gene Snitsky coming in. The debut match against Kane, somehow hits a chair shot trying to defend himself from the monster, and then he falls on the pregnant Rice, and then causing Lita to miscarriage. And then somehow Kane becomes the good guy. He becomes the hero of the story. Let me repeat that. The person Kane used Lita to sexually assault her and such. I'm not saying grape her in storyline, but it was all storyline. Raped her, got her pregnant, caused her to miscarriage, and somehow Kane became the hero of the story. And then somehow that's what it is. It wasn't my fault. And somehow that became his little thing. And they tried to fight. And yeah. But look at this. Into a hero character. Just think about that. How did this become a hero character? You kidnapped a woman, forcibly impregnated her, and then into a hero character. That to me is just you wonder why, like I said, you wonder why everyone look at pro wrestling as it does. Like, look at pro wrestling, and you sit there, you look at this pro wrestling, and you wonder why people don't, and you wonder why. And you wonder why no one wants to actually advertise, or actually wrestling would never get out of the gutter. With these storylines and these horrible things taking place in this wrestling stuff, man. I'm not even talking about how the wrestling fans are dusty or whatever. I'm like, no, that may be a part of it, but when you have stuff like this, like I said, this here, no wonder no one would look like pro wrestling and say, okay, we can take this, like, okay, let's just, we're gonna put the money back on this. You know, oh gosh. And then somehow divorce. I just, yeah, the divorce stuff, man. This whole thing here was so stupid. This whole thing was just the Kane storyline was one of the most dumbest things I've ever seen in my life. And this is again, and probably one of the most backwards, sexist storylines out there. And again, people wonder why like most women don't want to watch this stuff. The reason why some people are just looking at wrestling as gutter trash. This is what it is. This right here is one of the most gutter trash storylines and probably one of the most popular characters. Ugh. So it is nasty, and you wonder why people don't they look at wrestling as there's a reason why, ladies and gentlemen, no one looks at wrestling as a wow, it's so progressive, it's so this, that, and the other. No. Memories. People don't forget. All right, people don't forget about this stuff. And when you don't have a, when you have a, when you are having a situation like that's what the problem is. That's when you have a culture that just says, that's fine. This is fine. This is okay. This is all good. No, it's not. And when you have this, when you see this, you got, like I said, you got people like I said, Ric Flair in AEW, which, man, it's been a lot more old folks coming around AEW, man. Just a company that's just spinning its wheels. WWE getting Vince fleecing Fox and doing their stuff on Smackdown, and they are still wondering, well, they get their ticket sales, but yeah, and again, Fox left because they don't really have any growth on there, whatever. And everyone's saying pro wrestling's in a boom period. Pro wrestling's on a boom period. I'm like, really? If it wasn't a boom period, would they would be on a new deal right now with Fox right now? They would still be on Fox, not going back to USA, and I can't wait to see what they're going to do with NXT and Raw at this point. I wouldn't be surprised if NXT goes to Peacock or another streaming service. I mean, heck, at this point where streaming services are slowly losing their money after all the strikes and all this other stuff, and all the the studios and all this stuff are like, oh crap, there's no money in streaming. So I honestly think NXT will probably be on there on cable or somewhere else. I don't know how long NXT is going to be around, because I wouldn't be surprised they might sacrifice NXT to streaming, and then when that goes, bye-bye NXT, because our Raw might be on a different network on a different night. That gets people saying, oh, that's not possible. Yeah, daggone straight it could be possible. So yeah. It's this is again people saying, oh, WE, everything else is AEW Pro Wrestling is great and everything else. It's doing fine. But I'm looking at I'm looking at the looking at all this stuff here, and you wonder, is it going to be in that position much longer? Is it going to be, hot? Because again, just because something that looks hot now can just go into flames. But that's just my personal opinion. What are your thoughts on here? Link, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. I want to hear from you. And don't worry, we'll cut this thing up and put it on the main channel as such. The Dukect Lounge will be, the full shows will be here on this channel here. Also, the stuff over there on my main channel will be sliced up and put up there in different parts and everything else, so to be easier to consume. That's how we do here on the Duke CT Lounge. Thanks again for watching. Thank you so much for being here. Because next time, the next segment, we're going to talk about Marvel and this whole situation about the MCU being this, that, the other. Is this going to be? Looks like it's going to be good. Is it bad? All the other stuff. What's going on? It looks like there's supposedly this huge crisis in Marvel. No one's going to do anything. We got to sit here and talk about all this stuff here. Now, I'm going to talk about this right after this little bit of break here, live on the Duke CT Lounge. Thanks so much for watching. Thanks so much for being here. We'll be right back right after this. Thank you again for being here on the Duke CT Lounge.